Hello to all the fancy, lovely and beautiful people out there watching this video. You are most welcome to yet another video of Tutorials Point. Well, don't you think it's a world of smart these days? Of course it is. Everything and anything and everything is smart, isn't it? Your phone is smart, your laptop, your car, and my god, everything is smart. So how about we human beings? Don't you think we all also need to be even smarter? Yes, of course. So just because we need to be smart, we are going to learn about these words. Yes, so these are certain fancy words that are going to make you sound smarter. Yes, that is right. Well, we all interact in English day in and day out, but we always end up using an easier version of different words, right? We don't inculcate kind of certain fancy vocabulary or certain fancy words which can actually deck up your language, right? We don't do that. We always opt for an easier option, right? So based on the situation that you are in, you might even need to display your vocabulary, right? So during these situations wherein you need to sound smarter, you need to learn certain words which you can inculcate in your daily language. So without any further delay, let's just go ahead and learn about these words. Okay, now first of all, elucidate. What is elucidate? Well, elucidate actually means to make something very clear, very vivid, very lucid, right? To maybe even if you are learning a concept, your whoever is teaching you, your teacher or your trainer, might just elucidate the concept, right? So that you can actually grasp it, right? So next time whenever you want to make use of this word in a certain context, try and use this version of the word clear, right? Clear is definitely a word which we day in and day out we keep on using, right? So next time, instead of clear, or to make something very clear, make something absolutely kind of lucid. So instead of that word, you can start to use elucidate, right? A different version of saying you've made it very clear. Well, you elucidated the topic very well, which means that you made it very, very clear, right? So easier way, not something very, very tough to understand or even to grasp in your kind of the vocabulary which you already have. Not a very, very tough word to actually inculcate this in daily vocabulary and put it to use. Okay, now how about this word diatribe? Well, again, diatribe is a word which means kind of a verbal or a written criticism of something or someone, right, through any media, be it as it is a verbal or written. So be it maybe you are just speaking it out, or maybe you are writing it, right? So that is what is meant by a diatribe. It's more of kind of you are criticizing something, or maybe you are very frustrated with any particular thing and you're just expressing, you're just venting out your frustration, right? That is what is meant by diatribe, right? So if you look at the contextual use of it, his book is more of a personal diatribe, right, than an academic study. So what it means is it's more from the point of view of criticism than just for academic purpose, right? So that is what is meant by diatribe. Don't we see diatribes happening day in and day out, maybe in news, in news videos or in newspapers? We definitely see that, right? So next time you see someone doing that, just remember that it's a diatribe going on between two different parties, right? Some exchange of barbs or certain exchange of arguments, or maybe certain criticism which is being put forward. Okay, now next very, very important word is blowy. Now what is blowy? Well, blowy means to brag about something. So bragging actually means boasting of something, speaking too loud or too much about your own achievements. That is what is meant by bragging, right? I did this, I've done that, I'm this kind of a person, I'm so on and so forth. Well, we definitely meet such people, don't we, who just love to brag endlessly about themselves, even if the kind of thing that they are talking about is even minute, is very very minute, right? So then also you have people bragging about, people boasting about their own achievements. So that is what is meant by bloviate, right? So you can put it to use again, a very common thing that we happen to observe day in and day out, right? You see people who love to boast about their achievements. So that is what is meant by bloviate, right? I always see her bloviating about her work, right? So not a very very good or a pleasant experience for the person who is listening to you, right? So next time you happen to meet such a person, just tell them, dude, don't bloviate way too much. And that word, I am sure, is going to make that person conscious, because you never even know that person knows this word, right? So put this to use just in case you need to shut such people up. Okay. Now, how about this word aplomb? Now, aplomb is kind of swag or style, right? That is what is meant by aplomb. So there are certain people whom you see are always in a particular style. They have a definite style statement, right? You will always see them in kind of those swagger looks. So that is what is meant by aplomb, right? Self-confidence and style. They exuberate style and self-confidence, right? So she has a particular aplomb associated with her no matter what she wears, or she conducts all her sessions in her standard aplomb, right? That is what is meant by. So self-confidence plus style is meant by is what is called as aplomb, and very very good quality to have. I am sure you agree to it, don't you? Well, it is very very important in today's world to have a particular aplomb, right? Otherwise you definitely might not end up creating an impact that you want to. Okay, now how about this word, obfuscate? Well, you remember the first word that we learned, elucidate, which was all about making something very very vivid, lucid and clear, right? So obfuscate is completely the opposite of elucidate, right? So when you are making something absolutely unclear, that is when you are obfuscating a particular thing, right? So next time if you happen to encounter someone or meet someone who is just going off the track and making things very very confusing and messing things up, you can definitely tell them, dude, don't obfuscate from the topic, or don't obfuscate the discussion that is going on, right? So you are making something very very unclear. That is what is meant by obfuscate, right? So you can put it to use in any situation that you want to. For example, he is known for obfuscating the topic that he speaks upon, right? So he is known for making things messy and unclear instead of making them far more clear, right? So that is how you can put it to use. Okay, so last but not the least is this word, which can actually make you sound very very smart and stylish, and that can actually help you to create your own aplomb. Well, this is for fastidious, right? So fastidious means when you are very very careful about minute things, right? You are being very very choosy and very very extremely, you are being careful more than what is required, right? You're being way too fussy and choosy and extra careful about things. That is what is meant by fastidious, right? So there are certain people who are way too fastidious about whatever that they do, right? Now I definitely am able to remind of one of my when I'm speaking about this word, I am definitely getting a picture of one of my cousins who is way too fastidious about anything and everything, right? Especially about whatever she eats, right? So certain people are way too fastidious about their eating habits, right? So this is how you can put it to use. So next time you happen to see someone who's being way too picky, choosy and kind of just way too careful, you can tell them, dude, live life, Don't be so fastidious, otherwise you cannot enjoy life. Well, that's just in a light moment. Don't take it as seriously. Well, this was all about the words which are going to make you sound smarter. We will see you again in the next video. Till that time, keep learning with Tutorials Point and Tutorix. Have a good day.